All right, people, we're back. Another exciting episode of Legal Elbow MMA Show. I am Brian from thelegalelbow.com.
And I am Dan, MMA Aftermath on Facebook.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Another exciting episode of Legal Elbow MMA Show. Aftermath on Facebook in the house.
What is up, people?
We are back. This is our 150th show celebration, man. We're pumped. We want to put out a big thank you to everybody that's jumped on board with us, came along. Throw a few names out there, Dan.
Hell yeah. We want to...
Little P.
To Little P, for sure. We want to give props out to Fightbook MMA. Give props out to Muggsy, for sure. We want to give props out to and everybody that's associated with Fightbook MMA. Roberto is doing a good job over there, and they're supporting us big time. And we have had a lot more people listening to our shows recently, which is a damn good thing, and it gets us pumped up. It gets us, hyped up about doing the next show and talking some MMA. So thank you guys for your support.
Yeah, big time, man. If it seems like if it wasn't happening, what's the point of doing it? Kind of, you know what I mean? Other than just the love of doing it, so.
And we do have to give a shout out to, he's not with us right now. He's serving the country. He's probably off on an aircraft carrier somewhere, probably having a good time doing what he wants to do in the Navy. And that's Jay Brew, the statistician, Statmaster Jay. We missed you, brother. We can't wait till you're back. And he's been with us since the beginning. And we just wish him the best.
Fucking Mac Daddy in the house. All the what do you call it, man? The Rolodex,
the fight Rolodex, fighter Rolodex, fight card master. Yeah,
yeah, memory bank that every time we can't remember something, he's there. So, but anyhow, man, and it was great added it to the show. But so anyhow, man, let's fucking get on with it here. But
a former champion, but it has us shaking our head for the simple fact the guy really hasn't done shit in the past few years that he wasn't in the UFC, and now he's coming back. We talked about it. It has to be some kind of ploy to get some old school fans of his back in the fold. That's the only thing I can come up with. And we're talking about the pit bull here.
Andrei Arlovski, man, back in the UFC. I don't know, man. I just like you said. I'm scratching my head. I'm thinking, what? I just don't get it. Is Ken Shamrock next? You know what I mean? I mean, who else is coming back? I don't know. I don't have his resume here in front of me, but I mean, there's got to be a reason, man. There's got to be some kind of reason. He's 21-10. He's won his last two and is 6-1 with a no contest since 2011. His 2011 loss to Sergey Karatanov in Strikeforce.
All right.
So he's 6-1 since then.
We're not talking about top tier opponents here, okay?
Yes, they're mentioning back in 2005 in this article I'm reading. Guys, 9 years ago. Okay, I mean, why even talk about it? I mean, yeah, it brings newbie fans. It brings new fans up to par on what he's about, but it's like it still doesn't really say anything about what he's been doing. I guess I don't know, man. I just can't make sense out of it. But hey, man, if he's able to come in here, and I don't know how old he is. He's got to be mid-30s. Got to be mid to late 30s. And I might be slightly off on that, but I mean.
Yeah, he's not in the prime of his career. We've seen him before. He's got a suspect chin. He's coming into the heavyweight fucking division where there's some people that will take that suspect chin and they'll aim for it. So I don't know, man. We'll have to see. We got rumors coming out that he's gonna be going up against Shab. So I guess that's a good guy to go up against. An equal opponent, I guess, lower tier guy in the UFC. It's just very confusing for me right now. We're kind of caught off guard just because this was like a fucking left hook to me when I read it. I was like, dude, this has got to be like a late April Fool's fucking joke here, because
he's 30. He's 35.
It's just, it doesn't make any sense. Now, if he comes out and he starts knocking people the fuck out and winning matches, then it's going to prove us wrong. But as we stand right now, he's got a suspect chin, and this is a suspect signing. So
he beat Mike Kyle, World Series of Fighting 5. Andreas Chronotakis. Yeah, it wasn't no big promo, nothing like that, but, that was Arlovski's last win. He's coming up a 2-fight win streak. His last loss was Anthony Johnson, World Series of Fighting 2. He lost a decision. Mike Haynes, Devin Cole, no contest with Tim Sylvia, beat Travis Fulton, beat Ray Lopez. So I mean, he's 6-1 and 1 in his last 8. If you want to look at his last 10, it's 6-3 and 1 in his last 10. It's really not all that. I mean, which is not bad either. I mean, 6-3 and 1. I mean, that's some of the top UFC guys are like that, but he's not in that top competition. But anyhow, man, like I said, we're scratching our heads about it, and it trying like hell to make some sense out of it, but it's just too weird. It's too weird. It's got to be a fan grab, a ditch effort to get a fan grab. It's just there's no other way. There's no other.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like when Bellator signed fucking Phil Baroni. You're scratching your head, saying, "Dude, what the fuck is going on here?"
Yeah.
Yeah. And some other news here. We switch gears a little bit, and this is the coming up pay-per-view event. UFC 172 coming up tomorrow. Coming up on Saturday. Dana came out and kind of made a threat and a promise to Rumble Johnson here. And he's going to be facing Davis. And he told Rumble Johnson, dude, if you do not make weight for this fight, it is going to be a lifetime ban for you. So I guess he's had weight issues before, so he's on notice, man. So he better fucking take this serious. He better be in the fucking sauna right now on a fucking treadmill or an elliptical in a full freaking sweatsuit as we speak.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, damn sure. It would piss a lot of fans off too, because I'd like to see him come back. I'd like to see him fucking wreck Davis, to be honest with you. But with just his with Davis's way he does things, that's kind of
style.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to see Johnson pull that off. But I'm hoping he can prove us both wrong. I'm really hoping so. But yeah, that's a serious hit right on Twitter or whatever, to put it right on the internet like that too,
Mm-hmm.
In front of everybody, basically.
Well, to go at that point of Dana, and I don't want to spend too much time on this, but it's fucking pissing me off, and we do get pissed off with some of the shit that Dana says. But when Dana comes out, and we've discussed this just in a couple past shows about him fucking coddling Ronda Rousey, coming to her defense against Cyborg, and now he basically calls out Cyborg and says she don't even look like a man.
Oh, okay. Right, he's got to back her up, yeah.
And for us to say that is one thing, for fans to say that and hack on her, it's one thing, but for the owner of a professional fucking company that is known worldwide, the CEO, to come out and fucking say that about another fucking fighter is I don't even, it's beyond me, man. But he's done it before, so I guess it's no big surprise. But at the same time, it does piss me off. Because there's no fucking professionalism coming out of this fucking blowhard's fucking mouth anymore. It's talking shit constantly.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't see the point in him coming out saying all that shit. Maybe he's just trying to back his little girl. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's one thing if you're trying to hype a fight that's going to be coming up, but they're not going to fight. So just fucking put it to bed, put it to rest. Really, you're fanning a fire that nothing's going to happen here, man. Nothing's going to happen. It's just a bunch of shit talking.
I had a lot of respect when he, well, I mean, I shouldn't say I had a lot of respect. It was a hats off, like you said in the last show. It was a major hats off when he said, no, it doesn't make her any less credible for losing to a kickboxer. It's a different sport, different discipline altogether, But then he's got to go right back to, somebody must have said something and he got wind of somebody, dissing Ronda over it. So he wanted to get in there and back up Ronda so it doesn't make her look as bad. Or, I just don't see why he needs to get involved in all that shit. I would almost say, you know what, from now on, for a little while now, let's put the fucking cyborg thing to bed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean, I'm talking about everybody as a whole on the fucking... Yeah. Let's just put the fucking shit to bed. Until she comes out and she's 135, she's a deciding factor. She needs to become 135. Otherwise, if she's going to fight Ronda doesn't have to move weight classes. I mean, that's one thing I will give Ronda. Ronda doesn't have to move weight classes to take on a challenger.
Yeah, to cater to her. That's agreed upon.
So it's up to what's her name, and it's probably Tito's bullshit lying that said she could fucking die if she does that. She could, she could not be fit to fight if she goes down that low. It could be very unhealthy or whatever. I personally think she could make it down there, but she'd be a different fighter because it wouldn't be her. It wouldn't be what's made her what she is. You know what I mean? Until UFC's got a 145 pound division, what's the point?
Yeah.
Stay at Invicta or whatever. Not stay, but I mean, just go there and don't worry about fucking UFC. I mean, she's probably just trying to get fights, which you can't blame her. But I say until she fucking does 135 or stays somewhere and fights somewhere else, put the fucking Ronda talk with her and all that. Everybody, let's just put that fucking shit to bed.
Yeah,
it's so tiresome.
It is, and the thing is, it really was, I thought, put to bed, and it was more of Cyborg calling her out, just calling her out, saying, "Hey, fight me," which she had the right to do. But after because it seemed like Dana put the gag order on Ronda Rousey, and Ronda Rousey, there was nothing coming out of the Ronda Rousey camp. As soon as we found out that Ronda Rousey was going to fight Davis, the fucking shit started flowing out of her mouth like no tomorrow, and she got personal. So, it's from one thing to calling out somebody that you want to fight them, and it's another thing getting personal about it. So
right,
she got ugly with it. But
I don't think she even wants to fight her. I mean, I don't think she's really all that afraid of her. But I mean, at the same time, because she's surrounded by yes people for her whole life. So I mean, she's that's what made her who she is. It's all about me and whatever. But I mean, I don't think she really has a fear for fighting her because it's.
Yeah, let's put it to bed. But we could
make an hour show out of it. Really, we could.
Yeah. It's just something that came up recently, and it pissed me off because it came out of Dana's mouth, and he should fucking stay out of it. But whatever, he's gonna do what he wants to do, even if it's as unprofessional as possible.
I think sometimes I gotta wonder if he does all that shit just to piss people off, so that they will pay more attention. You know what I mean? Really. It's the guy you love to hate. You know what I mean? I got to think there's some of that, But I want to run down some of the fighters, because we're not going to mention every fight. This is actually if it's possible, this is actually a quicker show tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But Chris Beal coming off the tough show, impressive dude, 8-0. Versus Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams, I don't know a ton about, but Chris Beal, I definitely do remember this dude from the show. He's a very impressive dude. Charlie Brenneman, Danny Castillo, damn cool fight. I'm going to vote for Castillo on that one. Jessamine Dukes on here. Takanori Gomi, Isaac Valley Flag. Should be a very interesting fight. I'm almost going to pick in the area of a Gomi, but I think I don't know. I don't even know if I can make that pick, but Tim Elliott's been looking pretty damn impressive lately, and him getting this bantamweight fight with Joseph Benavidez is pretty slick, man. This should be a good fight. Before we get into the main card here, people, I do want to point out one thing, which is Max Holloway's fight coming up here against Andrei Feely. This Andrei Feely guy, one fight into UFC, this guy is damn good, man. Coming off a win over Jeremy Larson. Don't know a ton about Jeremy Larson, but this guy is the brand new age of 23 years old, man. Just, this guy's only a couple years out of high school here. 13 wins, 1 loss. 10 of those 13 wins are finishes. So this guy is definitely somebody to watch for, man. 7 knockouts, 3 submissions, and 3 decisions. So when he's got
Miller versus Medeiros. Miller, I got him coming in winning this one. It's the other guy's 9-1, which is fucking damn good record. But I think Miller's going to grind this one out like he usually does. So we'll see how it goes. But this guy's nothing to shake a stick at, really.
Yeah, he's fought in Strikeforce. Yeah. Fought Rastim Kabalov. Lost at 159. TKO thumb injury, it says. I don't know what that is. Maybe he injured his thumb or something, or I don't, whatever it was. But no contest to Eve Edwards as well. That was his last fight. So I don't know if that was a nut kicking competition or somebody poked an eye. I don't know what
taint fucking punching competition.
Right. Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what kind of foul shot it was, but it got a no contest. So I'm assuming it. I remember an eye poke, back not too long ago. That could have been it. I don't remember, but it looked like it was a really good fight that I remember.
Reason that I'm going to give it to Miller just because Miller's pedigree, he's
wealth of experience too. I mean,
he's beat guys like Joe Lazan. It's like he's beat fucking Melvin Gillard. Lost to Ben Henderson in a decision. So he's been through some battles.
Yeah, and his only recent real loss were, like you just said, Ben Henderson. That was 6 fights ago. Nate Diaz 4 fights ago. He lost to Pat Healy, but Pat Healy, that shit was overturned because he pissed dirty.
Yep.
But so I mean, in all reality, his last 6, he's 3-2-1. Mm-hmm. So, which is not great, but when you're up there with top competition, it's not that uncommon. We got guys up in the top 10 that are 3-2.
Now, what did he piss dirty for? Was it fucking PRT or was it fucking weed?
I'm pretty sure it's weed.
Okay, well that's well then. The reason I'm saying that is you don't have to put an asterisk behind any of the fucking fights that he had.
Right, right, because
like an Overeem or somebody that's been fucking roiding it up.
Right. No, and that's a good point to bring up too, because pot is a lot different than fucking roids. He's not going in there with fucking, maybe it could enhance something.
Partying
he's probably partying with a couple of buddies or whatever, and it's still in his system. Big deal, big fucking deal. I mean, I don't see the big deal of it, but
it's banned substance. So if you're a fighter and this is your livelihood, you need to fucking watch out about it.
Have a couple beers and then work it off or something. I don't know. But no, and that's a perfect point. It's the banned substance. You can't do it. So it's your livelihood. Don't fuck up your shit. But I think it's going to be a good fight, man. I think Medeiros is a worthy opponent, but I agree. I think Jim Miller will win this. And I think we're ready to see Jim Miller get back in there. And Fabricio Camo's submission armbar, you know what I mean? That was just December, 4 or 5 months ago. So I think we're ready to see Jim Miller get back on a road here. And because Yancy Medeiros, it's not a bad opponent, but it's a step down for him. I think they're giving him a bone here to all right, dude, this guy beats you. It's a huge step up for him. So knock this guy down and stick your place, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much what they're throwing at him, I think, and I think it's going to be good, man. But I think we'll see Jimmy on a good side of things, and hopefully he gets a better fight after this.
Hell yeah! And that being said, let's move on to the Luke Rockhold and Tim Bost matchup, which I'm fucking pretty hyped up about right now.
Yeah,
Should be a damn good one. If you want to start this one off, go for it.
Sure, man. I think it's kind of a tough match for Bosch because Luke Rockhold, I think, is a pretty damn well rounded. I mean, Bosch has got a little bit of experience, but I think Luke Rockhold's just more of a great wrestler, good submission guy. I didn't realize he had as many submissions as he does, but the guy's got a host of submissions in his repertoire. Man, 3 KOs, 8 submissions, and two decisions. So, that's pretty damn good.
Who did he do that devastating fucking uppercuts against the cage, man? That was fucking badass.
I don't know.
What the fuck, man? Tim Bosch. This is right here. Fucking.
Oh, I'm looking at Rockhold.
Oh.
No wonder. That's funny. But he beat Rockhold's last fight was Costas Philippou, January 15th this year. KO kick to the body. So he must have, Philippou was on a nice ramp up, looking really good too. Rockhold fucks that up. Costas Philippou, I believe, was coming off of either a win or 2, but one of those fights was beating Tim Bosch. So I mean, this is kind of a uphill for Bosch, I think, in my opinion. I mean, in terms of, I would think Bosch is a little bit down the ladder. So this is kind of one of those weird fights. This is like a, hey, Luke Rockhold, hold your position. Tim Bosch, go ahead and give it a fucking run. See if you can take this guy out. One of those kind of. We've seen Tim Bosch. He beat Lombard. It was a just pick him apart, keep him at bay, keep him away from you.
And Lombard, I think that was fucking Lombard's first fucking fight in from
right,
Force, dude. And he didn't look like the Hector Lombard that we were fucking hoping we'd see, because he was coming off being a champion at Strikeforce, doing all kinds of shit. He came in, he looked fucking lackluster and lost that fucking.
You look like shit, really. Yeah. No, you're exactly right. That was his first fight in, and that's what bums me out, because it's like it almost made it look like not a real win for Bosch. You know what I mean? It made it look bad, really.
And it's almost, if you're going to put your money down, you're going to put your paycheck down, and they fought again, you'd go with fucking Hector Lombard all day, every day. So at least I would. Yeah.
And after the Lombard win, he lost to Philippou, lost to Munoz, and then a questionable win over CB Dalloway. Did you see that fight?
No.
CB Dalloway was acting like a flippin' asshole, but they were having a striking war, man. I mean, they were doing really good, and I thought it was a really good fight, very, very close, split decision. But yeah, Bosch got it, and it's like, wow. I think if they want to win again, I think if Dalloway's got the chance to take him on again, I think he would win. But
yeah, I think that uppercut I was talking about was against Yushin Okami.
Oh yeah. No, I was I was thinking of Luke Rockhold, because I was looking at Rockhold. But yeah, you're right. His last impressive win was a comeback win against Yushin Okami. That's exactly it. Beat the fucking tar out of him, man. Holy shit, man!
He was fucking raining those uppercuts, man. It was like.
Okami didn't know what to do with it. He's like, "What? This is so weird." He was holding on to his face with one hand,
fucking coming up with the right and the other,
bludgeoning his ass.
It's fucking badass.
I think it's a bad matchup for Bosch, but Bosch has got power in both hands, so I mean, it could be interesting. But I'm going to vote Rockhold for sure on this one.
Yeah, I think Rockhold. All the stuff being said about Bosch here, but Rockhold, I see he's got the gas tank. It's going into third round or whatever. He's just got more of an all-around game.
Yeah, Bosch has got a pretty good win section here, though. 7 knockouts, 5 submissions, 5 decisions.
He's dangerous in the third too, so he's proved to everybody he can knock a motherfucker out in the third. So
yeah. He might not have the.
Got to watch his chin.
Yeah, absolutely. He might not have the gas tank of a more athletic style dude like a Luke Rockhold, but he will dig deep and find some shit in the third. That's for damn sure.
Davis and Rumble Johnson, which we've already talked about. If Rumble doesn't make weight, he is on a lifetime ban from fucking UFC. And if that's not enough to put a fire under your ass, if it was a Nate Diaz, you'd have said, "Fuck it, I'm just going to not make weight on purpose." But this is a guy that wants to be in the UFC and is going to try his hardest to make weight, and I think he will make weight. And it's not going to make a difference, though, in this. Phil Davis' style is very frustrating to a lot of fighters. It's very frustrating as a fan, too, when you watch it. He nullified what Machida was able to do, which that was a suspect fucking win, if you really look at it. But Phil Davis's game is, he's very athletic. He's not the greatest striker. He's more of a striker to keep you at bay and make you make a mistake so he can shoot in, take you fucking down, and then put you in his world.
Yep.
Almost. And that's what he does. He's more of an athletic type of a Fitch guy, because if you look at what he does, he just fucking
frustrates fighters.
He frustrates you, and he'll take you to the end. He's going to take you to the end. If he takes you down, he's going to point you on the ground, and he's going to take the decision from advantageous position on top of you to, while he's on top of you, hitting you with strikes and stuff and trying submissions. So this, for Rumble Davis, what he needs to do is not get goaded into what Phil Davis does, and try to land that fucking power shot, man. Because
take down defense all day, man.
Yep, take down defense and try to knock this fucking guy out.
Because I think Johnson can do it. I think Johnson's got a little bit more than a puncher's chance. You know what I mean? I think he's a good wrestler. And I think his few little outings outside of UFC, I think he's proved that he's a pretty fucking badass dude. He knocked Mike Kyle fucking unconscious. I mean, Mike Kyle, yeah, he's got a suspect chin nowadays. I would pretty much probably say that, not to rag on the dude. But, I mean, clinically, fucking unconscious. I mean, he just, as fucking Rogan would put it, he fucking just separated him from his senses. I mean, the dude, there was no movement whatsoever. Kapow, bam, done, out, cold, before you hit the ground. Before that, Arlovski, decision win. I couldn't believe he didn't knock out Arlovski. But Arlovski, looks like the head movement's starting to get there a little bit. Yeah. He's starting to get out of the way of shit. Beat Jake Rolsholt, head kick, knockout. Jeez. So I mean, he's making some noises, in Titan Fighting Championship. Dave Branch is not a joke of an opponent, ex UFC guy, So it's and Dave Branch is a good wrestler, man. He's a good wrestler, so he's been in there with good wrestlers and beat him. Charlie Brenneman, good wrestler, good submission guy. Head kick knockout. You know what I mean? So he beat Dan Hardy. So I mean, even his UFC fights that he was starting to get in the area where, oh dude, you're not making weight here. Before he got cut from UFC, he was fucking facing some top dudes.
His problem is getting him down to the ground and submitting him. He's Josh Koscheck did that, fucking and Belfort did it. So he needs to stay on his feet. Yep.
Yeah, he's been rear naked choked out by Koscheck. Yeah, that was 2009. You know what I mean? That was a little while ago, but still, and hopefully he's learned what he's needed to learn, because once that competition backed off a little bit, he was fucking remarkable. I mean, he was great. So DJ Linderman, another guy that's very impressive. He KO punch, knocked that dude the fuck out November 2012, excuse me. And to buy a little bit of credit for Phil Davis is something that Dana White said, and I'm going to go ahead and back my last comment about Dana White, which was a couple show or two ago. Asswipe douchebag of the year comment was Phil Davis is not serious enough about title competition, about getting a title shot. Seriously, what does he have to do? Does he have to fucking be all over Twitter and fight book and face?
Yeah, he just beat one of the number one contenders. Yeah. He fucking beat Machida.
Machida's got a fucking title shot in middleweight division now, but still, he beat this fucking guy, pretty much sent him out of the light heavyweight division. And you're saying he's not serious enough. What is he talking about? So Dana, it just proves that Dana's all down for the fucking showboat and shit over the internet too then.
He's down for just shit talking without anything to back it up. He's going to get on there and fucking blow hard.
Yeah,
so.
Dana, if you want to talk about clown people and Tito Ortiz, Dana's just fucking, he's right in there. He's one of the top dogs of all the clown show bullshit. Phil Davis is not serious enough about... Dude, you're setting up the fights, not him, dickhead.
Mm-hmm.
He probably goes to every post-fight press conference and says, whatever they set up for me, I'll take it. What is he supposed to do? You know what I mean? It just, that shit pisses me off. It's not what the show's about, but at the same time, that kind of shit pisses us off.
People fucking hated Fitch, but Fitch won. You're going to get fucking 9 times out of 10, you look at his fucking fights, Phil Davis's fights, you better be ready to go for fucking 3 rounds because he's going to take you for 3 rounds. That's why I'm saying Rumble Johnson seriously needs to fucking connect on this guy's fucking chin. And the way that Phil Davis has his defensive stance when he's, on his feet, it's hard to do that because his head's back, his legs are spread out, and it
almost might not be a bad idea, but to play... I'm sorry I cut you off, but it almost might not be a bad idea to beat Phil Davis at his own game. If his head's way back like that, he might be more susceptible to a takedown himself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
4 submissions out of his 12 wins. Okay, so a third of his wins are submissions. So hey, that's good. That's good.
The bottom line is
6
that Rumble
decisions.
Johnson needs to stay on his fucking feet to have a chance in this. That's it.
I agree because Phil Davis has 2 knockouts. That's 17% of his wins are knockouts.
If Rumble Johnson can use takedown offense or just elude it altogether and keep Phil Davis in the striking realm, he's in for a fucking long fucking night, and it's more of Rumble Johnson's fucking game then, man. His striking, it's more of in his wheelhouse. All right, this past 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, it seems like the champ, John Jones, has been concentrating on everything but Glover Teixeira. It seems like he's preoccupied with defending his Twitter stance that somebody had hacked his Twitter account and put all kinds of homophobic stuff on there and was talking shit and all that. And then after that, he's been in a fucking little fight with Chuck Liddell back and forth. And it's just hilarious. He came out with something else, too, just this past day about some bullshit. But it's just like, dude, you're like...
Velasquez?
Yeah, exactly, Velasquez. And you were like, dude, why do that? Because you just said you had no interest in going up in weight class. So
right.
It's kind of odd, too.
It's like this shit was almost within days from each other. Oh, I have no interest to go to heavyweights, but blah, blah, blah. Which I'm sure the posting that I saw was, the one about, not wanting to, between the 2 postings, they might have been a week or 2 apart, maybe. But why does you change your mind more than your underwear, man? What's the deal here? One post... One post, you're calling out Cain Velasquez. The next one, I don't really have any interest right now on going to heavyweight division because I have plenty of tests, in front of me, in the light heavyweight division. So it's like, well, that's great. That's all fine and dandy. Why are you talking about, Cain Velasquez, within a week or 2 of that post? You know what I mean? So I just thought it was fucking crazy and definitely worth talking about coming into this fight.
He's ignoring Glover Teixeira. He hasn't really talked about his opponent at all, and that might come back to bite him in the ass. I do have fucking John Jones winning this, probably fairly easy. It seems like he just doesn't want to be worried about it. that might come back to bite him in the ass. Glover Teixeira has knockout fucking power.
Yeah, he does.
And it's not like some of these guys you face where you get hit and you wobble around. This guy can knock your fucking lights right out to where there's no stumbling around and getting back up. So take that into fucking consideration, bro. But that being said, in this fight, I do see John Jones doing what John Jones does, keeping Glover at bay with his fucking kicks, keeping him away, attacking, jumping in, attacking him, maybe getting him against the fence, using John Jones his fucking freakish strength, imposing his will against the fucking cage. Vicious Muay strike knees, that would fucking crumble anybody over. So Teixeira, on the other hand, does have to watch out about this. Stay off the fucking cage, pick his shots, and don't go into fucking John Jones's fucking world. And if he does that, stays away and uses his boxing ability, he'll have a good chance. But like I said, I just see Jones imposing his will.
I think Gustafsson was able to take a lot away from Jones when it comes to the trickery and the just the outlandish shit he does. He was able to take away a lot of that because he was able to land the jab, the straight rights and the just the looping shots because they were like pretty much same height, same reach, same.
You know what Jones said about that fight? He was only fucking fighting 80%, which totally fucking discredits and disrespects Gus because I don't give a fuck what he says. John Jones fucking took everything he had to beat Gus.
Yeah. He had to dig out of fucking... I mean, he had to dig deep to win that fight. I still question whether he won that fight. I mean, it's just me. I don't know. I don't really know if I see him at this point still winning that fight. The judges saw it that way. Hey, man. The fight went
Dana
to the
thinks
judges.
He's the greatest of all time.
Well, I beg to differ. I still think Anderson Silva's got a lot on him. But that's just me. And what was the beef with Chuck Liddell? I mean, I thought that was a joke. Was that actually serious? Was there an actual beef going on there?
I could understand them talking shit like months before Jones ever had to fight again, but to start this shit up right before the fucking Teixeira fight is just fucking baffling, dude. And you know what? It was just... And even if it was just Chuck saying, "Hey, in my prime, I think I could have fucking beat Jones." That was just his fucking opinion. But Jones gets wind of it and he gets all butthurt about it. It's like, dude, we're talking about a retired fighter, a fucking legend that just gave his fucking opinion. Basically,
right.
If I was in my prime, I think I could have beat him. Don't get all crybaby about it and say, "I'll fucking fight you right now." That's. Just give the guy his due and say, hey, if anything, say, well, I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, really. It's like, why do you even have to give that attention? I totally agree. John Jones giving this shit attention is just stupid overall. I mean, to me, I would say, maybe 3 years ago, maybe when he got the title, or just before getting the title, he showed a very humble person. Whether that was really who he is, I don't know. But it's like, it showed a very humble person and a very professional person. Now it shows that everything bothers him. Everything that's said out there bothers him. He's got to comment on it, got to come out and talk about it. Mm-hmm. And which also makes you probably think that, well, maybe his fag comments and all that shit on the internet, or whatever, on his Twitter, or whatever, maybe that shit was real. How do we really know?
And another thing is, why doesn't he take a page out of some of the other fucking professional athletes out there that don't get wrapped up on all this fucking media bullshit, going back and forth with fucking fans and other fucking fighters? They're concentrating on their fucking craft.
They're not worried about... and I know Dana likes them guys that get on Twitter and do all this bullshit, but it's like, come on, guy, really? You're gonna base the whole sport on someone's comments on Twitter, man?
If I was fucking John Jones, dude, and I had John Jones money, I'd be sitting with a fucking Mai Tai on the fucking beach somewhere, or training, or whatever, or fucking enjoying my fucking mansion. Instead, you got your face buried in a fucking computer or your fucking iPhone somewhere, tweeting back to some motherfucker that called you a pussy.
Yeah,
come on.
I totally agree. I would not be looking at all this bullshit. I want to be enjoying my life. But I mean, yeah, obviously he's got a belt to uphold, so he's got to do. He's got to train. He's got to do all that shit to stay in the game. But it's like he's also including all this bullshit, which is just, it makes it all laughable. Glover Teixeira proves to be where he is, but if Jones is able to land a solid shot, I think he'll have Glover Teixeira in a tough spot. Let's see Jones. Let's look at the knockout ratio for shit's sake. We got 22 wins. 13 of them are KO/TKOs for Glover, which makes 59% knockout ratio. On the other side of things, because the only reason why I'm doing this is because of Glover's chin. I want to look at Glover's chin. 19 wins, 9 of them are KOs, TKOs, 47% for John Jones. So 9 of John Jones' wins out of his 19 wins are knockouts. So there's a very good chance that John Jones can catch a Glover Teixeira right flush on the chin and have him in serious trouble. And if he has him in serious trouble, there's no saying that he has to, he could pull a total Donald Cerrone over last weekend. Jump down, fucking rear naked choke, he's done. He could take it that route if he wanted to.
Yeah, that was fucking ninja shit right there by Cerrone.
So, to me, Glover Teixeira came out of fucking nowhere when it comes to a star on UFC, a top gamer on UFC. Mm-hmm. This guy came out of nowhere, which also tells you, okay, what's the big stink here? The big stink is there was nobody else to fucking throw in this spot, so they threw him in this spot. And that's why I think that we're going to see this guy just get fucking manhandled. If John Jones is on his game, this guy's going to get manhandled. Mm-hmm. But if Jones has got his head everywhere else, Glover Teixeira can slip in a good... Either one of these guys can knock each other out. Just straight ahead, my opinion. Yeah. Either one of these guys can knock each other out. So we might see...
If he gets knocked out, it'll be the biggest thing since fucking Silva getting knocked out the first time.
Yeah. It will be, yeah. Yeah, it will be. Yeah, that would be fucking gigantic, man.
Because we haven't had any real fucking major upsets in this fucking sport to make you, just like we did when fucking Silva got knocked. Our jaws were fucking open. We just looked at each other and we were like, did that just fucking happen?
Yeah, did I fucking fall asleep? Pinch me. What the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, because 9 times out of 10, you're gonna, when it comes to the champ and the challenger, you're gonna call it right. You're going to call it right. You're going to call, hey, man, the champ's going to defend. Or, if the champ is a fucking paper champ, you're going to say, this guy's going to come in here and take the fucking belt. But John Jones is a fucking defending, 6-time defending champion or whatever, man. It's like, it would be huge. So.
Yeah, he's been through 6 title defenses. He won it from Hua in 2011, March of 2011. It fought Rampage, Lyoto Machida, Rashad Evans, Vitor Belfort, Chael Sonnen, and Gustafsson. I see we put a stink on this one. Yeah. I think we pretty much covered it. Glover Teixeira has a great puncher's chance, but I just don't see him getting it. If Jones don't get his fucking mind on the game, which in my opinion, when we get to the fight night, his mind will be in the show, and he will be looking good because, in my opinion, there's no way that Gustafsson fight is out of his head yet. He's got to be thinking about that fight, thinking, I got to come back here and fucking make an example. Because he really should, in my opinion.
No, and I was going to mention that before we got out of here. To me, I don't want to see fucking John Jones pace himself for a 5-round fight and do some showboating and this and that, and show everybody he can do what he can do. I want him to destroy Glover Teixeira. I want him to utterly fucking destroy him like Mike Tyson would destroy his opponents and show why he's the fucking champion. And don't
like a Silva. Make a fucking example out of this dude on purpose, just because.
And anybody that's going to step to you after that is going to think twice because the guy just got dismantled.
The 5 guys that coming up to this heavyweight title or light heavyweight title shot, the 5 guys on their way up, John Jones, at this point, has faced His last 5 have been all top competition. This guy has faced Kyle Kingsbury, gatekeeper at best. Fabio Maldonado, gatekeeper at best. Quentin Jackson, he's not even in the fucking promotion anymore. And should not. For Glover Teixeira getting a title shot, he should not be a fucking problem. You know what I mean? James Tahuna, on the same deal. I don't want to rip on James Tahuna too much because I think the guy's really good, but he got submitted in that fight, so it's a whole different page. Ryan Bader fucking caught Teixeira. Ryan Bader caught him, but Teixeira's got some great experience. I'm going to look at it that way. He's 22-2. I mean, he's got some great experience. He was able to kick the cobwebs out and fucking knock him out. So I gotta give him some respect. Teixeira is good at what he does, but in terms of competition, their last 5 fights are fucking just. They're not even close in competition. So Glover Teixeira should find himself in a lot of trouble in this fight, in my opinion. Unless he's able just to bum rush and fucking just lambaste this fucker from the get-go, I don't see him really making a stink, man. Not to mention he's 34 years old. That could be a really, really good thing.
Mm-hmm.
He could be on a downslide.
You can say 35 for 34, 35 for Glover is young, and then you could say fucking 32 to 36 for a big nog is fucking old.
Absolutely. Absolutely great fucking point. Yeah.
So it's all about, to me, it's all about your training. And if you've been in wars and you've gotten your head fucking pounded, even if you've won, if you've got your fucking head banged around a lot, you've got a lot of, I don't care, man. You go in there, you get hit by some of these kind of guys, you're going walking out of that fucking fight with at least like fucking 10 to 20 concussions, if not more.
Well, here's a good point for you. If you're a fighter that has been on the normal circuit with a UFC or a Strike Force or whatever, or if you're one of them guys that have been in Pride, there's a good fucking comparison there too. Because Pride, you could fucking mangle people. You know what I mean? There was times where you could do soccer kicks, fucking head, soccer kicks to the head while they're down. I mean, some of these people, newbies listening to this show or newbies watching UFC, you guys might have totally missed Pride.
Yeah, go back and watch some Pride fights. You'll see some Vanderlei fucking Pride fights where he just kicks people in the fucking head for fun.
Yeah, it can be looked at as fucking sick, but
that's the rules, and they fucking
yeah.
Hey.
That's why they were so fucking big too, man. They were huge, and UFC had to buy them or be second to them. That's just it, man. You either buy us or you're second to us.
The whole fucking ambiance when it was going on was just fucking awesome, man. So there's never going to be anything like it again. And the UFC is great, but there's never going to be another Pride.
Yeah, Pride was about the show. UFC is about the money. And that's just fucking facts. Pride wanted to put on a good show, and who can beat who with just no holds barred. Obviously there's a few rules. You can't fucking gouge somebody's fucking eyes out and shit like that. But yeah, shit, man. I think we put a stink on it, man. Let's get the hell out of here, dude.
Oh yeah, like we said, man. Join us for it's going to be going on all weekend, all week long. Our 150th show celebration. Join us for all these shows and some more upcoming shows. We'll be here. Until then, steadfast.
And God beer, people. 150 shows. Thank you for sticking around, man. We'll see you guys.